Well, you're a handsome boy.
Yeah, you're a great-looking guy.
And we're glad you're here.
Well, I got that. So no, one thing I'll say about you guys, no matter where or like since I've met you guys,
Thank you, bro.
no matter where we are, you guys are just great energy. Like this isn't someone putting something on. Like you guys are just fucking awesome vibes.
You ready?
Ready?
There, mister? Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. 3, 2, 1, ready? Okay.
And
welcome to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm Ola. Okay, one more time. And welcome to
Oh my god.
This is amazing. I'm keeping all this shit. Robert, it's good.
This is great.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness.
To think that we started this podcast to fight a stigma, only to uncover so much love that we realized that you can't put your energy anywhere but what you want.
Look deeper. Feel more. Tune in.
So much love. The Disciplined Stoners,
We're not here to distract ourselves.
the gateway drug to mindfulness.
We're here to learn. We're here to grow.
And welcome to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie,
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today...
They got it.
We have one of the sweetest faces in the comedy scene in Toronto, I'm going to say. But we have Robert Orlando today, who is a Canadian stand-up comedian based in Toronto, getting his start in the hometown of Brampton, B-Town. From weed rooms to hookah lounges, Robert has quickly worked his way into the club circuit. Orlando has cut his teeth in some of the best shows in the city and is now a regular at the Corner Comedy Club. Put your joints up for our friend, your new homie, Robert Orlando.
That was great. Thank you.
Bro, great name.
Yes.
Yeah, no, people still don't believe that it's real, but it is my government name.
You must get that all the time.
I just got it in Thunder Bay. A fellow Italian accused me of being a fake Italian.
Yep.
And that's, the name, and you know what's crazy? My mom's maiden name is Costanza.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Bob Costanza. I'm just,
Bob Costanza.
People,
That's amazing.
Italians be like that too. They're very protective of their thing. I'm a half-breed Italian, and for full-breed Italians, I always make it very clear I'm not. I'm like, well, to the rest of the world, I am. So to the back-facing, I am. To the front-facing, fuck you, Gestapio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you think your parents knew that you were going to be a superstar? Because it's a bit of a superstar name, isn't it?
Well, I don't.
And you got these eyes.
Am I a superstar A right now? Probably not. If my parents had any intentions of giving birth to a superstar, they could have done better than Robert Orlando.
Oh, I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I
because
disagree.
It also, you could bring it to comedy. It also sounds like a male stripper name. Also, if you were just
Could be a race car driver.
if you sold cars,
Coke dealer.
yeah. Hey, Robert Orlando.
Robert Orlando, we're gonna get
That's
you.
true, yeah.
I
that
just have a
works too.
trench coat with fucking watches.
This is a great corduroy jacket, though. But it's funny.
What else can we say nice things about you? Your shoes. We know about your great shoe collection.
But I was gonna say a nice thing about this guy. I do have a hunch about him, though. You know, I do. I really do. Like, you're like, am I a superstar right now? And it's like, it's not about right now. It's about like potential and
the
building
answer
it.
is yes.
But
Yeah.
I thought we're trying to be in the moment, and I'm not saying
That
I
is
don't.
the moment.
I'm not saying I don't have the potential to possibly. Anyone here could be. I think you guys are superstars for what you're doing, just
Thank you.
on your platform and for the community. But like,
Bless. Yeah, I'm Joe Rogan numbers.
Yeah.
I feel you. I know what you mean.
but what I'm saying is right now I can just be where I'm at, and I'm happy with it, which is like tough. It's hard to be, where you're at and be like, you know what, it's not so bad compared to where I was 5 years ago, which...
Bro, we've been talking about that. We're reading a book. This is measuring the gap over the gain. Do you know this? It's measuring the gain. It's like, oh, I've come so far.
Yeah, no, like 5 years ago, I wanted to be living in Toronto, doing regular spots and working as a comedian, and now I'm looking out my balcony in Toronto and I'm doing it. So
Let's go!
So in that sense, maybe I am a superstar, but
Right.
but people still think the name is fake. So go figure.
Until they
Fuck 'em.
see it in lights, you got to hold the
They'll
vision.
still think it's fake.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
they see it in lights, they'll think it's more fake, probably.
What if my name was fake the entire? Like after 15 years in the game, we find out my name was like.
What
John.
if you were on your deathbed and you were like, my name is...
Dirk Diggler.
It was Jebediah. It was like the coolest name.
Costanza. Jebediah
Could have been Costanza.
John Henry Harold.
David the Third.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you always like your name?
I never really thought of it.
You never thought of it?
No. It was
Like as a kid?
Yeah.
Maybe that's more of a girl thing, because as a kid, you don't want not that Robert is so unique, but like as a kid, you don't want a unique name.
Yeah, you don't want to
more of,
stand
like, a
out any
generic name?
more than necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. And yeah, Orlando definitely already did that.
Yeah,
So
'cause that's a place.
For me, it was more people getting my first name right. I didn't like being called Robbie. Hated that. Still hate it. I do. That's the only name I'll correct people if they call like Rob is cool.
That's good. I always, if I can add a Y on someone's name, I will do it.
Yeah, why are we adding syllables? We got it right the first time.
What about Rob?
Rob is fine. That's cool. My family calls me Robert. My sisters call me Bob or Bobby. That's
Roberto?
yeah.
I always forget about Bob and Bobby.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
I like that.
Bobby.
That's fun.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I have the grindy thing?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Keep on rolling, because Winnie
for it.
doesn't do
I
both.
hog. Well, sometimes I do, but your joints are just so much better.
That is very nice.
Are you a good joint roller?
I'm not bad. I rolled one for today.
Oh, yeah, let's smoke your joint. Fuck yeah. Light her up,
Got a
buddy.
little-
Oh,
Roll the trigger. Oh,
wow.
that's
Yeah.
a beautiful joint.
Oh, wow.
How long have you been smoking weed for?
I've been smoking weed like the way I do now for maybe only the last 5 years.
Love that.
I started late because I grew up playing sports, so there was always like fear based around just drugs in general.
Sure.
And, you know, if you're an athlete, you're pursuing something seriously, you shouldn't be
What sport?
I grew up playing hockey. And there's like I grew up playing hockey in Brampton, so there's gonna be weed, you know, just by in you know
So-
where
Yeah,
you
it's
are.
around.
Yeah.
It's around.
Just
and
in the bags.
yeah, like we're
Hockey
bags.
bags full of weed.
you just mask the smell with a worse smell.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, the smell of hockey equipment is unlike any other stench.
It's bad.
Yeah.
My dad used
Bless
to play
the
hockey.
moms.
God bless mom. Thank you for doing laundry.
Oh my god.
But what's it called? Oh yeah, so I didn't really start smoking weed regularly until after I stopped playing, which was around 21.
Nice.
Okay.
And then, but I tried
You play hockey till 21?
till I was about
Like
20.
Bantam
21.
and like.
Yeah, I played up until juniors.
Fuck, dude,
then,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was never the greatest. As like once you get to junior, you're playing with like the best of the best that weren't able to even get to that are still trying to
The
get
NHL.
To,
That's
yeah,
what I mean.
exactly.
Like you're the
So-
draftees.
Well, I went undrafted. I played decent minor hockey, so you know I walked on to the junior teams. I got bounced around. I was considered a suitcase. I got traded a few times. That's what.
Robert Orlando.
Yeah, just an absolute suitcase.
Where'd
What
you go?
did that feel like?
It was cool because I got to play in different towns and communities, and the smaller the town, the more into the game they are, just because there's not much. It's like you know, like picture a comedy show going on the road. Like there's not much happening in that town.
So they really appreciate it.
Definitely, yeah, and
All the hot hockey moms are there early in the morning.
yeah. They weren't.
Shout out parents who
parents.
do hockey though with kids for real.
Yeah,
That's like
it's a massive investment for your entire
Huge.
family.
Yeah,
That's dope, though.
Did you have were you like, I'm gonna do this professionally?
Yeah, up until a certain point, that's how I played up until maybe I was 16, 17. And then
Gotcha.
I realized the reality of not just the game, but the business and, you know, all these different things.
Totally.
And I realized, okay, I might not be able to get to the NHL. Let me get to a point where I can make a living playing hockey. And then,
Nice.
so I kept with it up until a certain point. Then injuries kind of got the better of me, and you know, I got to a point basically where mentally I couldn't keep going, and if I did, then eventually my body just would have broken down
You're gonna
before.
deteriorate.
Yeah, and you have to start weighing like the pros and cons of like, okay, what am I doing this for, and is it worth?
Yeah.
You know, and
Because you're getting smoked at junior.
you're getting smoked. I started contact hockey at like 10 years old. I think or 6 years old.
So you're okay to take
Whoa.
a check in the boards.
Maybe not now. I don't know. There's definitely some damage already
Okay.
done. But
what position did you play?
I played defense.
Nice.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fucking drop down shit.
Oh yeah, no. I
Get hit with any pucks?
definitely blocked a few with my face.
Oh,
Luckily, just a couple scratches, but
jeez.
No
but
teeth.
You guys are
things?
tough.
I actually got half and a third of a fake tooth on this side. I think now you could probably start to see it because the stains from the cigarettes are starting to. You could see the line, but
Really, eh? Fuck.
But
Hockey's
honestly,
tough.
aside from like a few scratches, the only real injuries I've had were my shoulders. So I mean, I walked away pretty.
Are you doing just hanging?
Yeah, a lot of hanging.
Hanging's the
I
best.
should be stretching way more.
I know.
What's your guys? You guys are pretty active. Like
Sir.
do you guys got like a yoga routine? I could jump in.
Yeah, Winnie is a great yoga guide. She's been teaching yoga for like a decade.
Thank you.
And that's totally restorative for athletes and helps the stretch. And yeah,
I'm sure you've heard of it, Bikram yoga.
Bikram, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
like hot yoga.
hot stuff.
Yeah, that's the only one I've done, and I should seriously start doing it again.
Yeah.
it's like taking your body and like rinsing
Wringing it out.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Really,
wringing
yeah.
it out, yeah.
I think like I used to be like yoga's for everyone. Like when you're young and you just like find something that works and you think that because it works for you, it like works for everyone else. That's what I felt about yoga. So I was like really pushy about it. And I felt that about weed and meditation too. I get pushy about things. But then you realize like not everything is for everyone. Just
Yeah.
can't be, right? So, but like.
Except
I
for my
think-
music,
I
go
think
follow me on
for
Spotify
people
now.
though, legit though, between like 30 and 50, I think this hot practice is unbeatable in terms of sustainability and like longevity of your body.
Definitely.
I think before and after there might be some issues, but like that 30 to 50 prime time, this will be so it's for everyone. It is for everyone if you can make it through the heat.
Yeah.
What were your healing processes like, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how did you approach that when you were like, hey, I'm feeling pain here? Do you go see a doctor? Do you guys have a team physician that
This
you
tastes good.
talk to first?
This is a pink kush.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
So while I was playing, because you're so deep into it, there's only so many resources that you can really take from because you're only getting advice from people who are in it with you or like people who've done it. And I was the only kid who kind of played hockey in my family, aside from my older cousin, but he didn't play or he didn't have sort of the same issues that I did. So it was tough. So I did go through a few different treatments. So just basic physio,
Yeah.
traditional physio. When I got a little older with my shoulders, I did osteopath.
Oh.
Like I went to go see and I had the most success with like pain relief and inflammation probably through that.
That tastes so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've never seen an osteopath, but I've always been interested because it's minimal
It's very
movement, right?
Very minimal movement. And look, I don't know if there's any science to back what was being done, but I know there was some sort of positive result from it.
Yeah.
At the time, I don't see an osteo anymore. Now I just sit in it and stretch. Maybe I'll like pop my hip and I'll hear something or feel something and that'll be it. But when I was playing acupuncture, I tried a couple times. I felt like for immediate pain and relief, it was good, but long term,
Yeah.
not fantastic.
That's just because it hurts you more by sticking you a needle, so you forget about the other thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was actually I tried acupuncture with stim. So there's like electrodes hooked up to it. That was a trippy.
It's
Yeah.
way more intense than just acupuncture without. I had to, I have a reoccurring back injury that's totally manageable and wonderful now. And
Totally
we love it. But the last sort of flare up, I was also getting acupuncture with electricities, and like something happened in my body, and it like hit the wrong nerve, and I was like, no. Like, and he was like, okay, we're gonna take this out. So it felt very uncomfortable for a brief amount of time. But I agree, the immediate relief is definitely there.
Yeah, like for inflammation, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that I've tried to do is stay open to finding different things because I could have gotten surgery on both my shoulders at like starting when I was maybe like 16, 17 years old.
Shit.
And I refused to do it just because the recovery time was way too long. I'd either miss half the season or half my off season to try and prepare.
Oh, wow.
Once they get you in that bitch.
Yeah, and it's not even guaranteed that it's not going to you're not going to
It's just
re-injure
gonna
it. So
Frankenstein us up.
yeah, and I knew guys who had gotten the surgery. Some had success. Some like were done playing before I was, which is sad. So I didn't want to fall into the same trope, like But
Our cells have the ability to like recalibrate.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a whole part of what I label like Western medicine that negates or omits or overlooks the energetic power that, say, like a naturopath or a specialist or whatever may, whether it's the power of the mind or not, it's irrelevant. It's like through guidance, we use our body to do this kind of miracle energy healing that's like not taught in like third dimensional pragmatic thinking. But yeah, it's like...
What would be an example of that you've kind of integrated into your life?
Hugging trees.
Yeah, getting grounded. Yeah, that's a real
Grounding.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
grounding.
like that's like literally pragmatic. Like I have daily stomach issues, so I'm an energetic guy rather than a physical guy. Physical guy in science or psychology or physiology would be like, oh, you're having acid reflux. And that's that. I'm like going, no, I'm having anxiety, and it's manifesting in my stomach. Either way, it's energy that's like around this chakra or this body center. And I drink a lot of kombucha. You know, that's great. It's expensive and sugary, but right on. I'm down to party. Don't tempt me with a good time. Weed helps. Dog and cat help. But like, dude, nothing has had such immediate effect than hugging a tree for a minute. And my stomach literally goes like...
Hell yeah, go hug. I gotta hug more trees, bro.
Bro, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
that's one energy thing. The other thing is just, like, literally sustaining a body shape of not working out, just kind of, like, with stretching and visualization and, like, internal visualization, kind of.
Okay.
There's a bunch of studies that have actually been done, and they're relatively short-term studies, and these are done at like really high-level universities like Harvard and shit, where they take two focus groups. One will do like a physical exercise regime for 4 to 6 weeks, and the other will visualize themselves doing exercise.
Okay.
So curling weights or like doing squats, anything like that. And the results at the end of the 6 weeks is that sometimes, not always, but sometimes the people who visualized like have a better physical effect on their body. So they've dropped down in like
'Cause they've
body fat percentage.
Wow.
So things like that just by visualizing it.
Energetically, and then I think it's worth mentioning, I think the people doing the physical workout, they were like given TVs to watch or something, right? They were distracted.
I don't know the details
No?
of it.
Okay. Because I mean, that's just a proponent of like basically what your reference already proved is like there's another force working.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
going to heal, that's going to build muscle, that's going to allow the anti-inflammatory, which is just like the taking your foot off the pedal of stress.
Yeah.
You know, like your body wants to help. So it's like sending blood and I don't know, it's just something magical. With
There's
thought.
definitely something there. I mean, whenever I've felt at my best or healthiest, whatever you want to call it, have been the times where I'm like, and you don't really think of it when you're in the moment because you're just doing. You're not acting based on feeling.
Totally.
Those are the times where I felt like I was the most at peace, the least anxious,
Yeah.
and I was able to actually just focus on what I was doing at that moment, and still like not just like with the case of just visualization, but like in the act of also doing the physical work. We're doing the two hand in hand and the elevation in that is insane.
That's
So-
right.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's what
For
you really
sure.
want. That's
I
like,
think that's probably what the difference was. They weren't matching their physical work with any type of
Gotcha.
visualization on the.
yeah, that's what I mean. They were
that
distracted. They weren't.
focus
Yeah,
group,
they
yeah.
weren't like the other ones were just like here, do curls, but don't think about your muscles. Just like here, watch this TV or socialize or something. It's like there's no progress being made unless you're actually like energetically locked in.
Yeah. And man, I try not to think of this a lot or like too much, but like to think of how much further I could have progressed in playing hockey if I was more knowledgeable and more in tune to this stuff at that time. Because I was a kid. I was just ignorant. I was like, fuck it. In high school, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna play hockey professionally. Like, fuck all this. Like, I don't need to focus on my body. I train fucking
Yeah.
5 nights a week, and all this. I was
Indestructible kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just very, very
I mean,
stupid.
there is an element
All
of
of us, man. All
of
of
that.
us.
Like, I really think there's an element of like the focus that hockey or other sport requires that gives
Yeah.
any human a sense of like flow and like moving through or with inertia. And that's, I think you're like still ahead of the game if you can tap into that
Sports
flow.
has a magic thing it puts the
Yeah.
athletes in for sure.
And I've experienced it in like hits while playing, but like.
Totally.
But what my point, what I was trying to say was, I'm just trying to like, because I know the mistakes I made playing the game, I'm trying to, all these things that I've learned since then, I'm trying to incorporate into comedy and all this.
Yes.
Because like,
Use what
if
you
you're,
learned.
If you're not learning, then what the fuck?
Totally. Yes.
Yeah, so it's almost like very helpful to be able to have looked back and been like, I was unaware, and like perhaps if I wasn't so unaware, things would have been different. But now I'm here in this position, and maybe this is a great reminder that I should take some inventory of this present moment. Like, am I
Definitely.
living here right now, or am I fucking worrying about the bill that I have to pay on the 23rd?
Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
And because ultimately the people who are able to figure that out are the ones who are the ones who are able to do this shit,
Yeah.
like at the
Yeah,
highest
for
level.
sure.
Got to
So,
get above it. Got to
Yeah.
get above
For
yourself.
sure.
Exactly.
Protect yourself from yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
I had
like,
a conversation before we left our place to come here today, and I couldn't find the key to get into this place. And I had to I could feel my body ramping up for like things aren't going my way.
Yeah.
Like things I continuously can't find it, and it's continuously getting tighter, and I could feel that process happening, and I literally had to say out loud, like, you have two choices here. I don't know if you heard me in the kitchen when I said that, but I was like, you have two choices here. Like, you can freak out or you cannot. Those are your two. I just had to like say it out loud, and then I felt myself like slowly calming down after that, and I was like, you need to accept that the key isn't here. It's not a big deal. Someone's here to let you in. Like,
Yeah, it's
relax,
all good.
you know? Like,
It's gonna
but
be
it was
fine.
it was wild how easily on something so simple that
Yeah.
could have such an easy solution. It was wild how fast I was willing to
So just let it
go
go.
off the
Yeah,
rails.
yeah. I'm king of that sometimes.
It's crazy.
Absolute king of that. Oh my
Yeah.
just the littlest things sometimes, and then you like, and this came with a lot of time because I used to like, especially when I lived at home, I was an absolute snap show. Thank you.
are you around an Italian family? though?
Oh yeah, Italian.
So, bro.
I grew up with
Yeah.
around Italian women, just
Same,
like
bro.
two older sisters, my mom,
Abuse.
aunts around constantly, and like I didn't really have it put into perspective until I moved out and I was telling another fellow
like,
Italian
"That's
that my
abuse."
situation, and he's like, "Bro, how the fuck did you make it?" Like,
And then sometimes Italian
Aw.
men, we just fucking stay at home till we're like 40. Like that's a
no, I couldn't
toxic relationship right there.
couldn't let that happen. No.
That happens less now, I think.
I know,
Right?
but
That's more of an
was
old school.
It was a stereotype standard though for the longest time.
Have you
Definitely.
been to Italy? I know this.
No. This is a big thing. I really want to go.
Me too.
Because I'm not even. Are you second generation?
Second or third.
So my parents were born here. That makes me third or second, correct?
Yeah, you're a lot closer to the flame than I am.
But even in that, like, just because of growing up in Brampton, it being so diverse and multicultural, I just felt like so far removed from it. Like my parents kept a lot of the tradition. Like they still make
That's
sauce
nice.
every year. We do. What's that? What's that?
No, he takes it black.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you.
Sauce? Yeah, I feel you.
So they've kept up all the traditions really well, and so I feel connected to it in a sense. But I don't know, there's still something missing. You know, I feel like I need to go there. You know,
have to. You will.
Yeah, definitely, it's gonna happen. But
Do you? Is it going to be like a one spot, or is it going to be like a month long? Let's see all of it.
Ideally, I'd like to do a month. Like I want to live. I want to live somewhere for at least 2 weeks, and then probably road trip and see not as much as I can in 2 weeks, but see a
I
good
have
chunk.
Make the hot
such
spots.
a romantic idea of Italy that I might actually fuck myself. It's so high.
Just the
I don't
expectation.
even know how Italy's gonna,
I think it'll live up to him.
it might.
Everyone I know who's been says it's beautiful. Italian people and
Yeah.
No, I think we're going to definitely stop through Sicily.
nice.
Because I think that's a region of reference for my lineage. And, I'm going to make in my mind just like a cioppino. You know what I'm going to Sicily to have a cioppino, which is basically the fisherman's stew. And it was started as a poor fisherman thing. It's like a tomato and fish stew kind of thing. And now it's like a delicacy.
Hell yeah.
And I just love that shit.
Like most poverty food.
That's what I'm saying. Most poverty food
You ever
gets flipped into some fire.
You ever have polenta?
Bro, fucking cornmeal. It's the fucking grits. It's the grits of Italy.
Dog, if you're going downtown Toronto and paying $30 for a plate of polenta, go fuck yourself. Come over to my mother's house on Sunday.
It's the cornmeal in the corner.
Do you cook?
I cook a little. I mean, I'm not gonna call myself a home cook. I fuck around. I can make pasta just by
Proximity.
default. Yeah.
Yeah, is your
you have a
pasta
sauce.
better than?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
like-
I mean, if I can cheat and use my mom's jarred sauce that they made in August, 100%.
Let's go.
But I'm not saying I can't make a sauce from scratch with fucking some cherry tomatoes and garlic.
So
Nice.
both my parents split when I was younger. Exactly. And you just know how to do that. You know how to sizzle the rosemary.
I
It
love
makes
that.
sense. There's a class, there's a school. Both my parents split when I was a baby and remarried basically into two Italian families.
Okay.
And so I got to catch the fucking best parts from each of the sauces, from the red sauce, and there's a couple secrets there that everyone knows.
Everyone, yeah.
You know, it's like you sweeten it up certain ways, you do certain things with certain things, and
Look, there's tricks to the trade.
you know what I'm
Fred.
saying?
There we
And
gotta-
so I got to fucking amalgamate. I got to by the Ray Liotta privilege.
be in.
I got to be in the vicinity and take all the
R.I.P.
You
game.
were in the cell with the boys.
I was, you can never be fully made, but
Yeah.
you're still there.
You weren't slicing the garlic with the fucking
Razor.
with the razor blade, but you helped get the razor blade in the room.
Exactly.
That's nice.
I brought the fucking chicharrone. Yeah, sick.
Nice, bro.
Yeah,
Do you-
soppressata.
Do you enjoy Italian out? Like, will you go out for it? 'Cause
There's a few different spots that I'll actually, and they're not in Toronto.
Okay.
But no, I prefer just
Cook it.
Yeah.
either cook it or put up with my family for a night. Just take a bullet and be like, babe, I can't take you out tonight, but we can go to my mom's.
that's nice.
That's
I think
quite
I
the
need
offer.
it.
No, I'm kidding. That would never be the offer. That's
Because you don't want to meet them.
He's like,
it's more like
retract.
babe. After the bar tomorrow, we gotta go to have Sunday lunch. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I know Sunday lunch, that's such a vibe too. Like Italians fully take Sunday off. And we used to go to I grew up in Vancouver, so it was like Commercial Drive. And there was this old school Italian cafe over there, and it had the old man in the back, the Godfather guy.
The best.
The best. And just
The best dough.
the two boys just running the shop, the two handsome boys up front, just flipping cappuccinos and fucking cannolis and big sandwiches. You know the
Oh, yeah.
big, you get a proper sandwich with Italian culture, a big fucking calabrese bun stuffed with mortadella. with
Oh,
the
yeah.
prosciutto or with the fucking.
How do you do it? Do they have a set sandwich, or do you say I want this, this, and this?
I just it's kind of in my relationship with them because it's so personal first, then their business. It's like, yeah, Frank, whatever you think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Dealer's choice.
I
Let's
don't
go.
put my fucking. They're the ones. And if it was my
You
place,
just threw a fucking bun at you. I don't have fucking time.
yeah. I learned I love olives.
Olives are great.
Yeah.
On the sandwich?
In the sandwich.
yeah.
Yeah.
Green?
Green. You know what's up. Green with the red in there.
Green with the red.
With
Let's go with the peppers.
With the peppers in there, yeah. And then in the hot dogs, the summer times outside the grill, it was like it wasn't hot dogs. It was sausage on a bun.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah,
peppers
with
and
the
onions.
peppers. Nom, nom, nom,
And
nom.
that will change you as a kid to like
To what to expect.
yeah. Like it's like
crazy.
you go to someone's place for hot dogs and it's just like boiled pig asshole meat kind of, and I'm like waiting for like a big Italian sausage over leaking this bun
Yeah.
and like, you know, the peppers shoved in there. Fucking amazing.
Okay, do you have a big family? Like, do you have like a big Italian family?
My mom's side's pretty big. I
Yeah.
have 10 cousins on my
Whoa.
mom's side. Yeah.
Auntie and
10
uncles
cousins.
were fucking, eh?
Yeah, they were bored, man. If they weren't doing coke, and they probably were, you know.
Yep.
Are you
My mom
close with
too.
your family?
I'm pretty close, yeah. My immediate family, I still see pretty regularly.
That's nice.
Cousins and stuff, they're all older than me, so they got families now of their own. So I see them once in a while, which is nice, you know. We just had a family wedding, which was cool. I got to see everyone for the first time, pretty much since I moved away.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Italians like to turn up, man.
I know. It's fucking party all the time. I love it.
I'll never. The most drunk I ever got in my life was at my sister's wedding because I was in the wedding party. So we were just doing shots in the receiving line. You had to do a shot with. We didn't have to, maybe. I don't know what the deal was, but we just had alcohol and we did a shot with everyone who came in the
It's
wedding.
tribal.
And it was like,
That's
it was a small wedding. It was only about 250 people.
Yeah, sounds like a small Italian wedding.
But it was a great night.
Awesome, dude. You're such a
Yeah,
vibe.
I love that. That's what I thought that I was getting with him. I was like, nice, because I've you know, again, through media and stuff, like the Italian families are so romanticized. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it feels a lot different when you're actually being yelled at from like
Definitely.
an
The-
Italian nona or something.
Violence is different when you experience it in the first person.
Yeah.
And the toxic trait of Italians to just move on.
Yeah, no, we don't talk. What do we gotta
We
talk
don't
about?
talk about it.
What do we gotta talk
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
It's like you threw the shoe, it hit me.
Are,
Ouch.
are you safe to express emotions? Do you, or is that the relationship that you have with your family? No.
It's not. Can't take up that much
No.
space.
Does that affect you as a adult?
Well, okay, so I was lucky. I've always either had like just a good support like group of friends,
Nice.
or either just someone to confide in at different parts of my life. So I've been able to express to people not them. So kind
That's
of
cool.
Yeah.
And then you know, and then
find it.
you grow up and you forgive your parents for being dicks. You know?
And then you gotta re-forgive them when they're dicks again.
Yeah, I don't know. You get one.
You get one.
But the
Bro,
relationship is different now, right? Like as a kid, it's you
Get
didn't.
one.
We also didn't have the knowledge, wisdom, or language to be able to communicate at all.
No, but
So-
that's kind of how I feel. Robert just hit it on the head. It's like, you got one. I cleaned your fucking slate. We were fine. And
I'm
then you
kidding.
fucked up again. No,
You got,
it's true.
gotta be able to forgive. I don't know, but like, and that's something like I think we're all dealing with different times, right? Like I don't know. I'm only
Yeah, what's your stance on forgiveness? Are you a forgive and forget kind of guy, or are you like a forgive and like move on because we're not a thing anymore?
let's just move on, whatever. Yeah. You know,
Takes too
I don't want to hold on to any fucking resentment. You know,
And do you really believe that? Like, is that an ideal, or is that something
that's an
that you-
ideal
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's something constantly working through. You know, I know.
It's like, you know what you should do, but you're still dragged in by the emotion of like, what is of it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, fuck, and I wish I could stop observing that or stop like knowing that or choosing to be, I don't want to say offended, but hurt or something, you know, like disappointed or something. Like it's hard just to be like, okay, like clear that air like smoke, you know? It takes time to like pull that fucking snot booger out of your soul, you know? Like sometimes you get one of those and it feels like you just pull the back of your eye out. And it's like, I feel like it's a loogie of snot coming from your soul.
Yeah. God.
Disgusting.
A soul
Oh my God,
loogie.
grade 3 was so long ago. Fuck. God.
Clink. And, boom, and it's, I feel like that. And then, but once you get it out, you get it out. I feel like it's unloading the baggage, but you're right. You have to kind of work through it.
Yeah.
So was this young hockey man that you were, was he a funny guy?
When I felt like I could be, I don't know. I was very like, I tried to take hockey seriously.
Yeah.
Which
I know.
is like tough as like, you know, like you're expected
Take anything
to be
seriously.
such a professional at such a young age. So like there were times and places where like I felt like I could fuck around or like have a good time. Like,
So there
or,
was
like,
a comedian that wanted to come out, would you say?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And when I was away from that, it was like I was more that guy, I think, at school.
Yeah.
With friends who like weren't hockey players, which because it's just I don't know, like when you're around that you're in that mindset.
David Goggins mentality.
Yeah, right. And I just like
Alpha
that.
male type thinking, like you want to be like,
Sorry.
take it easy.
I know, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're kind of dragged by that. Isn't that a funny transition, eh? So like, when did
Because sports could never be an escape for me. Like I loved sports. I loved playing sports.
Yes.
Sports could never be an escape for me. So I had to like find other
what do you
things,
mean it
which was,
couldn't
like,
be an escape?
Like I said, because I took hockey so seriously, it was just like sports was just like
It was work.
You didn't let it.
and like
Yeah.
and like anything, even if it wasn't hockey, was just like an extension of that
Hockey,
to me.
yeah.
Mentally, I don't know. That
I
was
feel
just like
you.
where I was.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what instilled that in me. Maybe it was family. Maybe it was just the hockey.
Did you want to play
mindset?
hockey, or did your parents want you to play?
Oh, I
hockey?
wanted to play.
You wanted to
yeah,
play,
yeah.
And you're like, I think as a young person too, we get told all sorts of ways that like you have to act like this in order to take something seriously,
Yeah.
in order to show up
Yeah.
professionally or whatever.
So, like-
and as a young person, you're like, okay, I'm gonna. This
I'm
is what
gonna
I want
act
to do, so
scared.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking. I won't crack a joke ever while
Yeah.
I'm in practice because that's not the culture.
Yeah, and like there were guys who were outwardly like they were that like the locker room clown
Yeah.
or whatever, and like I just felt like I didn't fit that role like in that environment.
You
so
gotta be like the biggest douche to be like
You were
the
holding it
bro.
down.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that.
No?
I think it was just like lack of confidence. Like,
Yeah, word,
right?
right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not even that.
I feel like I'm definitely that jokester. I
For
played
sure.
I'm the quarterback. Like I played football. Played a lot of soccer when I was young, but then like as a teenager, football. And it's like I was almost too silly to be the quarterback.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'd have my running back or someone like a little more stern of voice
Yeah.
call the plays.
Okay, yeah, because you'd be in the huddle, you'd be like
Or just like,
calling,
"Fuck 'em, come on, boys,
like
fucking
calling shit that weren't even plays. You're just,
Yeah. Don't fuck around. You guys hear the new Eminem album? I'm like, fucking bust it, bitch. I'm like, yo, fucking be there, okay? Hook curl, 10 yards. Fuck y'all. And they'd be like, okay,
So, did
what's
you-
everyone doing?
You must have grown at that point because you were little. You were too little to be a quarterback.
No, quarterbacks can be small.
Can
I was
they?
getting smoked. Oh
my god.
I was like probably 5'7" at that point, 5'8". And just like, yeah, with those things on, you're
Oh,
kinda
that's
like,
were
not.
playing,
I thought you
high
were
school?
littler than that.
in high school I was playing, yeah.
Damn.
But my like in Vancouver, like we had like really bad secondary, like public, like there's no teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's no funding. So you have to like, I played for the East Van Trojans. And then that team was too broke, it dissolved.
Oh, no.
And then I got drafted to the West Side Warriors. And that's the worst team to get absolved by because it's the direct competition. It's like New York and LA. It's like Snoop Dogg being signed by Bad Boy Record. It just wouldn't happen.
Okay.
You know, so it's like I got second string right away, and I was like, cool. But
Were you were starting quarterback?
in me, East Van Trojans,
Okay.
yeah, in my home team, so I was
Damn.
the East Van boys, you know. But I was getting smoked by these like Surrey kids, these like I don't know how to put this. There's not like this sort of region. Like Surrey's like maybe like Jane and Finch vibes.
Okay.
And like we were kind of like Scarborough vibes, like East Side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I was just getting smoked by these like big brown boys, shortstop safety,
Damn.
put me in physio.
Fuck. Football is a different fucking animal.
Yeah,
bro.
like
those
you,
are
you
you're
get
getting
picked up
rocked.
and thrown down. Like,
You know what's even crazier than football? Fucking rugby.
dude,
Oh my God.
They make us look like pussies for wearing helmets.
Yeah, what the hell?
But apparently, isn't it like supposedly safer because they learn how to hit a little bit differently in a way that you're not like constantly snapping your neck or something? I don't know.
I think
like
it is. Yeah, I think there's like maybe a little bit more technique to what's
Yeah.
going
They're on their
on,
back.
but like there's just no way that like people are gonna fuck up. You know,
No,
you
of
can't
course,
always
it's
expect
gonna
someone to hit
happen.
you in the right way.
Yeah.
I just think like look at somebody who plays rugby's face and hands.
yeah, just
And then
Dense.
look at somebody who
Yeah,
plays someone's like football. Like you can still remain like kind of pretty, but like rugby, you're like a UFC guy with those ears.
Honestly.
oh yeah, cauliflower.
You're just like, oh yes, sir.
They get
Those ears.
Most rugby players I've seen who like get in that fucking scrum, that
Damn.
huddle, because they're banging heads, bro. There's no helmets.
I don't know. I haven't seen. I've only seen the ladies team this year. That's the only rugby I've ever seen.
And one bitch shaved her head and eyebrows. That should tell you about it.
Don't come down that girl's
Sorry to
side
say,
of the
bitch,
field.
but yeah, don't go down that girl's side of the field.
Just avoid it.
Genius though. Imagine having so much hair. She just eliminated
Yeah.
that.
Because they grab each
Less
other's
friction.
hair.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh shit.
Can't pull it down. But like in football, you can't face mask. Like you get 5 yards for that.
Yeah.
Like wherever you got face mask, you get to start again.
Okay, so
But yeah.
when did comedy come into your
Yeah,
life?
because this is so
Let's
cool that you have
talk
this
about-
discipline, and then you also got into comedy, and you decided to choose
Thank
that
you.
lighter energy and not kind of.
The first time I was ever on stage was the end of high school. I did
sick.
my friends convinced me to do a talent show. Yeah, I did like I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I ended up doing 15.
Yo!
I ran the light my first time, and I did pretty well. And I never did it again until I did the Ossington open mic. Like
The painted lady?
I think no, at the Ossington.
Oh, I don't know the other.
Yeah, I think it shut
gone
down
now,
after
yeah.
the pandemic. Yeah, R.I.P. First open mic, I got there at 9 o'clock. Excuse me, got on at 1 a.m. And yeah, started doing it.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
That's still.
And I was just like, yeah, no, I'll keep doing this.
I'm slightly nuts.
But okay, what's crazy is like in that time in between, because it was like 3 or 4 years, I did pre-service for firefighting.
Whoa.
So I was like, let me get this done, and then, but that didn't take 3 years. I was doing a bunch of other shit. I was working odd jobs. I was basically having an identity crisis.
No
Odd
kidding.
job
After
from like
hockey, right?
yeah, from like
Yeah.
20 to 25, I guess.
Were you like Craigslist hustling? Odd jobs?
No, I was working landscaping
Nice.
for a buddy and doing snow removal for him in the winter.
Oh, nice. So you had like friends you could like get jobs with.
Yeah, and
That's
then
sick.
I was working part-time for the city of Brampton as a janitor since I was like 18 to
Fuck yeah.
That was a sick job. I missed that job.
Where would you janitor in B-Town?
The first place was the Brampton Soccer Center.
Nice.
Nice. And like that's pretty chill. Like it's a nice facility. You pull up every day.
Super chill. I'd work usually the 4 to 12 shift. Get there, change some garbages.
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Okay.
Change some garbages, walk around the building, do a couple room changeovers, and then just chill till like 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's dope.
Clean the entire building in like half an hour,
Of course.
and then go home.
That's amazing.
And then do that like 3 times a week. It was fucking great. And like the best, and like it was great because at the time I was like in my student years still, like university years. So like
Yeah.
in the summers, I'd work with like all my friends who were like on staff. They would go, and then I'd like the full timers that were there were all like super chill. I'm actually going to a buddy's wedding. He's getting married. Like yeah,
Someone that you know
he's getting
from
married.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We still keep in touch. Like it's great. Like I met some of the coolest people working for the city of Brampton. It was great. I loved it.
So then, what made you dig your heels in? and moved to Toronto, and now you're in such a cool space where the Corner Comedy Club. Weed is kicking in. There's weed in this weed. Did you put weed in your weed?
For sure, weed in the weed.
You guys also had a little bit more weed.
Oh,
prior.
yeah. Shout out Puff Mama.
Shout out Puff with the edibles.
Oh, so I'm getting high singing Kilometer Club. Kilometer Concept Club.
And imagine this: we were actually tamed, and we didn't take a whole. We took
We
like
did a quarter
each.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never taken a quarter of a Puff Mama edible, but I'm like, no, I gotta be somewhat on the ball today.
Do you often just pop a hole in yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Are you a daily user?
I smoke daily. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so helpful, man.
Do you edible daily?
No.
yeah.
Edible's like a weekend.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
maybe once a month.
Okay.
If I got them, but I'm not an edible guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's a party.
It's definitely a party for me if I'm getting into the
Or
eddies.
sleepy if it's an oil or something.
Yeah.
For me, it's a night on the couch watching movies in a basement. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you used to dream and you say like, yo, I want to be like a regular comedian in Toronto, and now you are.
That was just like a result of me being tired of like being successful and like in whatever, like financially or whatever. I'm having the success but I'm not doing these things that I love to do. And like, okay, why don't I focus this energy I'm putting into other people's businesses and whatever, start focusing on myself as a business. And
Yes.
like in an area that I actually enjoy being in. Like I enjoy writing, I enjoy getting up on stage, and like I really love to do this. And it's like, and even the parts that fucking suck about it, like, you know, like not
Waiting around for 3 hours. to
waiting
get on stage.
around, not getting on stage as much as you want throughout like all these things that like, and that's beautiful. Yeah,
Fruit Loops.
very fruity.
Sorry. Continue.
Not getting
And-
on stage as much as you'd like.
Yeah, like
It's a
all,
grind,
it's
yeah.
all a grind, and like all of these things come in waves. Like
Yeah.
I was having a fucking mental breakdown a couple weeks ago
Totally.
because I got eliminated in this comedy competition, and I'm like rethinking what the fuck am I like? Why am I doing these things? Why am I putting myself in competitions? What's the goal there? And like what am I actually getting from these things? Even if I do win, and like I'm trying to evaluate, like overanalyze these things to the point.
No, it's good to ask those questions, though.
Yeah, no, but I was like being over analytical. Like someone said it one time. It's paralysis by analysis. You just become so overwhelmed by like analyzing these things.
So you're at a point where you're like, I just need to do comedy for the sake of doing comedy, not worrying about why.
But here's the thing: is like I was going through this thing, and I'm like I need to figure out all these things, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call from a friend. He's like, come on tour, do this date with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, sick. Then that happens,
Nice little
and
sign.
so I got that to look forward to this week, so or that week, and then we were on the road, whatever, and then I get news I got this other gig for something not comedy, but
Yes.
still like, okay, that's a win because I didn't even think I was gonna hear back or whatever.
Yes.
And then and then I come back from
That's okay.
then I come back from the show out of town, and I get news that that I'm headlining or doing a headlining set out of town. Fucking book that. That's fucking fantastic. So all these things started to fall
Yeah.
into place right when I was at the point of like, holy fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What are my goals? Blah blah blah. Okay, now I have these to focus on. Let me make sure I do them the best I can.
Yes.
Which puts me in the moment, and then hopefully other things start to fall into place from there.
I celebrate you in that moment, not just because of the wins on the surface, but because you have the wherewithal and discipline to focus on those wins as wins and nurture them and
And
give
keep
your
rocking this. Thank
give
you.
your energy to them because some people can't tear themselves awake from the dissatisfaction of what they were previously focusing on.
Yeah, but that's something I'm constantly struggling with, and like
Everyone does, I think.
you know what I mean. So
You got to shift your focus into what is working for you. So you're like, okay, I got this win. Excellent.
Yeah.
Let me just prepare for that and write for that. So
Yeah.
the universe was like, what did you want to do? Write comedy? Okay, I'll give you a reason to write comedy. So let's see how you act. And then you're going to like sow those seeds now of like gratitude and enthusiasm and like the result that comes with that.
yeah,
That's so sick.
And it's really cool when things don't go your way and you have to, you do get sort of plagued by that, like, what the fuck? Because it does bring more clarity, ultimately.
Always.
Because you must refine. Every time you have that what the fuck moment, you must refine. So you don't feel like what the fuck anymore. So there's an intention. There's like,
Absolutely, yeah.
a road being paved that you can continue walking on. So those are really good moments, but they don't feel good, man. I hear that. Like,
They're a surprise.
I'm still figuring out how not to fucking cry every time I bomb.
Yeah.
Like,
Eat a
relax,
fucking tube of Pillsbury cookie dough from Rabba.
on the way home.
honestly, I think.
You think I haven't done it?
There's for sure.
Let's get the small tubes, right?
Eating is definitely part of my self-soothing practice
Yeah.
when I need it, for sure.
Thank God
But
cookies.
also, like, exercise is really good.
Yeah.
Like, when you can just
No.
kind of, like,
And then you should go for a
sweat
run
out
at
the
some
cringe.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this actually clues me in where I'm kind of starting the idea of a stoner subscription like service.
Okay.
And so like people get like discount codes for like products. It's like fuck, no matter where you are, because I want people to be able to join from especially Canada and the States, all around the world preferably. And I'm like fuck, I need a donut. I need a donut link in every region. And then like, but at the same time, and you get a free donut by being a subscriber, we should also get like a fucking running club. That's like literally as you said that, and then you literally like, yeah, and then you should go for a run. I'm like, fucking that's right. If you give the devil's juice, you also got to give the angel juice. You got to give a little balance there. It's all about balance.
The Bombers Running Club.
Yes.
Maybe we shouldn't. Nah, maybe not.
Yo,
Maybe not the Bombers.
Running Club, the Boston Bombers Running
Yeah,
Club. I'm
so-
sorry. It's just I was thinking because green, the Celtics. No.
No.
Too soon?
Nah.
Yeah.
Good job, you guys. You want to keep yourself
So
safe.
subscribe and you'll get a donut every time you bomb. I think that's a better. So get people to send you their bombs.
Yes.
Get comedians.
Send your bombs.
For every
bomb.
every
you send.
bomb reel that you send, you will get a free donut from the disciplines.
I like that.
We're out here helping the community,
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a running head start.
Okay,
It's
so-
a great campaign.
So you had this meltdown, and then you kind of let it go, and then things start flowing, and you have something to focus on in your immediate and also near future.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, beyond that, it is beneficial to have, like, long-term goals? I'm asking this a lot of our guests just because I think I'm releasing long-term goals, and something about that feels societally like, don't do that. Like, you should definitely have long-term goals. But the more I live through life, I'm like, oh, maybe I just want to, like, look at what's in front of me.
Yeah.
And a little bit further than that.
I love that.
But I want your thoughts on that.
I think it's good to have long-term goals, but not get too hung up on an expectation. But I also think, I don't know, I don't ever want to turn down an opportunity because it doesn't suit or fit a bigger picture, because like that opportunity could lead to something else that I didn't know that I loved. So like
Exactly.
I think
That's interesting. Would you consider yourself a yes man? Like, are you yesing to everything that's coming your way?
at the moment I'm open to everything. I'm not saying yes to everything,
No.
but
You're giving it thought.
definitely, yeah.
That's cool.
Well, consider your offer.
Yeah, but like still, I'm still in the mindset of like, I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I'm very new in comedy. Like 5 years is a while, but I'm still trying to figure out where I'm trying to take
Land,
things,
yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Because
I get
like
it.
the world could end tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck about comedy? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think
there's
Yeah.
also
a lot of people find a lot of solace and safety in entertainment. I feel what you're going through because I understand it from a musician. It's like you're like trying to find a marketplace fit first, but then you're actually trying to like really authentically sit into that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to consistently provide an asset or a performance or a value or something.
definitely.
and that feels good. But learning how it all works, like with your life and intertwining, and like what message you're holding and how to carry it, and like what to do with your gift once it's developed, and constantly challenging yourself to develop more. I think it's all just the inner journey of that. It's almost like irrelevant where you place it, but then you realize once you get strong enough as an artist and people start to like listen to your voice, like then I think it's time to start taking the responsibility, like what am I doing with this craft? Because like everything has a message, like even no message is a message, you know. But it's like, I think just having
That's
fun
a lot
with
of
it,
weight
Yeah.
that you're putting on it.
But that's the mindset I'm trying to put on it too. Is just like just having fun with it, and like
Yeah.
whenever I've been able to do that is when I have my best sets or the most fun. on
Let
stage,
go.
you know.
Yeah,
Same. It's just so, for me,
that's the joy.
letting go of that control is a wild sensation.
Yeah.
But it's all just, I'm just kidding myself. Like, I never am in control. It's a live audience.
Yeah.
Like, there's just like no way that you can
a wild
control
animal.
that. Yeah.
It's a living thing. Yeah.
It's so cool now that I'm getting more comfortable on stage, since I'm 3 years in now, and it's wild how long it takes. That's an interesting thing, because people were like, when I first started, they were like 10 years, and I was like, nah, I have 10 years of acting experience behind me. Like, no, I don't believe you. And like now 3 years in, I'm like, shit. It's gonna be 10 years.
Yeah. Maybe.
Like,
you know.
before
Oh.
you like start to like really refine and
Yeah.
create something really like meaningful, I think. Because I can just, I find hits of it every now and again. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, that feels deeper and more substantial than anything I've written before. And then
Yeah.
it's like, well, if it took me 3 years to get to this place, then, you know. But it's also exciting because you know your shit's going to get better.
Yeah.
If you keep-
Exponentially it gets better.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel, guys, when you get on stage, you're at the corner, both of you have done it, you step on, your name gets called, the crowd claps for you, and it's like, okay, make me laugh, motherfucker. Like, that's wild. Like, we had Branko on, and we were talking about that. Like, he's a musician as well, he's a freestyle rapper as well, and it's like, we almost do a little bit of stand-up with our freestyle rap, but it's like also like the music is a cheat code because it soothes people right off the top or gets them going or something. But you guys just like, you could hear a pin drop sometimes after that fucking first clap happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I paid to be here, so go.
Let's go. Yeah.
And like, you guys are addicted to it, it seems. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. You get on stage. What does that feel like? That fucking walking up to the stage, just for someone who's like can't even think of. Literally, there's people watching right now who a little bit of poop come out of their bum when they thought about doing stand up. You know
a little
what I mean?
bit just came out of mine.
Like, yeah, you get. So it's like you guys are actually living this kind of dream that people like. Oh, one day I'll try it. Like,
It feels like, for me, just a pit in your stomach and like a hole in your chest until you get up there, and then you open your mouth and you say the first joke, and then if it lands, then the knot loosens a little bit and the hole, it stays the
Close it.
same. No. And then you do your second joke, and if that does okay, then it kind of it loosens as you go. But like if it doesn't, then it just everything tightens and opens, and you just become a fucking hole.
Do you think,
And then you start sweating, or I start sweating from the top of my head. That's why I gotta wear hats a lot of the time, just to absorb it. How does it go for you?
That's similar. I think for me, I just stopped giving myself an out. So like up until recently, literally until I hit the stage, I would say like, you can leave, like you can turn around, you can ghost, and you never have to do this again. Like that's an option if you want it. And it was definitely like a safety blanket for a pretty long time, just because I had to like trick myself to get on stage because I was so nervous. So I've just kind of passed that, where I don't need to trick myself anymore. I'm kind of at the place I've bombed enough now where it doesn't feel so horrendous while it's
Yeah.
happening, which is great. I'm very grateful for that. I didn't think I
Nice.
would be, but I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, this is just what this is going to be now, and we're just going to have to deal with it. But I was going to ask, do you think they're like in a 5-minute set or a shorter set, like if those first two don't knock, like is there coming back from that, or are you fucked the whole time?
That's tough. I mean, you might get if your last joke absolutely smashes, you
could leave them feeling okay.
Okay, but like you, like I would still walk away even if my last joke did really well, but my first two bombed. Like I'd still be like, no, that wasn't a good set. Like
Yeah.
I got lucky that I left the next guy not completely in a fucking hole, but
Yeah.
like that, and that
Nice.
would be it. But
Team consideration, team sport.
Yeah.
Shout out sports.
yeah, shout out sports. Don't be a dick.
A whole
Don't-
show is that. You're
Yeah,
all.
try. Like, I'm not
I love that.
trying to make the show worse.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, try your
Wow.
best.
Yeah, see, I haven't even really gotten there as a comedian. But I want to.
Really?
I think so. Like,
You've been raising the roof
I haven't.
lately. Winnie's been out here crushing more than I've ever
Fuck
seen.
yeah.
But that wasn't
consistently.
like a super consideration, like when I'm bombing. Like, I definitely give up. And I've definitely left the next comedian sort of vulnerable.
It's gonna
for
happen.
sure.
It's gonna
You're
happen.
not strong
Yeah.
enough to think that
I've-
high yet. Yeah.
I've learned to try not to do that just from like
Yeah, I love
experience
that.
and like
From doing it.
and from doing it, and like sometimes it's from like the jokes just aren't there, and sometimes it's just from lack of effort. Like you're like, fuck
Well,
this audience. I'm like, and you just want to get off. Like that
Yeah.
happens too.
How do you sit in it when you just want to get off like that? You squirm away. Do you attack the audience? What do you do? It's always funny to see.
It
people do
depends,
that.
honestly. I'm a moody bitch, so like, sometimes I'll snap on the audience. Sometimes I'll sit in the silence and just move on. Like
Nice.
I
I
don't
don't know if I've ever seen you snap.
It happens. Like I don't know what depends. Like I don't know. Sometimes
I wonder what your version of snapping
that's what
even
I'm
looks
trying to
like.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like just going at the audience, I guess. Like
I feel you. I do that too.
like what the fuck is your guys' problem? Like
Oh shit.
No, yeah.
I like to get
Wednesday. It's
specific.
Wednesday night. You chose to be here. Like what? Like
Yeah.
There's such a vibe at the comedy corner, eh? The corner. Fucking kilometers. The
I
corner
still get
comedy club.
really nervous because I'm still only open micing at the corner.
I get
so-
nervous every time I hear that intro music. Still.
Right?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it's such a great room. You want to do good.
Yeah. It's
I love those opportunities, those pressure moments, because pressure makes diamonds like that. And you guys are consistently going up and doing that. It's crazy.
it's fun.
It's really
and
fun.
like 50 people or 5 people. I fucking.
That's
gotta do
really,
it.
I've also learned that over the course of time where, like, as a newer comic, you're like, fuck, it's only like 5 people. Because honestly, it's harder to do a 5-person room than it is a 50-person room.
Lucky you.
Yeah, for sure. But then, like, over the course of time, you're like, let me see if I can make you
Yeah.
laugh. Like, it becomes
That'd
this
be
whole
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would become a great thing if, like, yeah, yeah, it's
And
cool.
usually the crowds that are smaller, they know what they're getting into. They could look around and see in a room like
Yeah.
who's there. And
I did,
most times they'll get into it. Like they're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
we're all in this.
It's getting into it.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah. And some don't. Some don't get into. Some
You
crowds.
gotta win them over. I think
Yeah.
it's more about that energy than even proving you're funny. It's getting people to buy in.
Yeah.
This summer, I did a patio show with one person. One person showed up.
Okay,
And
that's-
there were no even, like, you know how sometimes comics bring a friend or, like, whatever? There was none of that. So it was just all comics and one audience member. And he wanted to stay. And all of the comics wanted to
Perform.
So it was such a, like, one of a kind, unique
Sick.
experience.
Shout
This
out
guy
Puff
was
Mama.
so
Shout out
rad.
Puff.
Like, he was such a great audience member. He was so involved. All of the comics had like a one-on-one with him. It was so cool. Yeah, it was.
He must have been a pretty cool dude.
He
though.
was.
If yeah.
He was the best.
He was down. Okay.
He loved it. He's like afterwards he was like, I just got like $1 million experience. I know
Hell yeah.
that. Like, yeah, he was the best.
And he tried to like pay, like give money, and Puff was like, no. Puff, let him pay. Speaking of letting people buy in too, bro, I remember I used to do stand-up before, and it's back in Vancouver. I was booked one time and paid off of Craigslist to do a bachelor party.
Okay.
And it was like we drove an hour and a half. I was booked for do like 5 minutes of stand up and like 10 minutes of sketch comedy. So I brought my true partner with me. I drove up like an hour and a half away, like the equivalent to like going to Barrie or something. And
to do improv.
to do like stand-up comedy in a back room for like, mind you, like probably like $100.
Okay.
Like maybe
That's like decent.
at the
not
time.
bad.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like
At the time?
it was probably
fuck it.
like
I'll do some
200
improv.
actually.
Yeah, at the time, that's like $600
Yeah, dude.
nowadays.
That's true. So that's what I mean. I was doing it and I was paid, and it was early, and like I only have. I started signing up at 16, so I was probably like doing it for like 5 years at that point. It was near the end
Holy
where I
shit.
stopped, and it was like I remember there's no stage. It was just the back private room of like a bar in like the middle of nowhere, kind of. And like there was a biker dude who also had strippers that followed me. And you could definitely tell that the majority of the men who had had some beers were a little hot and bothered and ready to see some strippers. But it was my job to open the show with some comedy. So I was like, I have to do my job right now. And like some of these dudes look like UFC fighters. Like this dude came and gave these dudes a speech about like these girls, like he's like basically with the angels, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'll be pulling you outside if you touch the girls. Like just like kind of like vague threats in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, cool. No, it's totally normal for me because I'm 19 and this is normal for me.
No, for sure. I've done this.
Talk
Yeah.
about like jokes not working.
Oh no.
I didn't stick the opening, but I fucking won them over.
Hell yeah.
I won them over by the time my stand-up ended. It was just a weird room because the guys,
And then you're like, here comes Chastity.
the girls were warming up, getting ready. They had their materials. They're gonna do a live dildo show, I think.
Oh.
They were like preparing. It was like they had to survive me, a 19-year-old like skinny, goofy comedy kid, before they could see this like stripper do her like fucking ping pong dildo show, and that was just the most unique show, but.
That's crazy.
I
What
remember,
a wild.
I know.
I remember not sticking the landing, but I won them over. So then, by the time I did the improv sketch stuff, they were cracking up about that.
Okay.
Yeah, they loved Garrett. Yeah.
Full turn. Thank
turn.
God.
I got
that
him,
could have
yeah.
ended different.
Well, just because they were just like, bro, you're a dude, man. You're a dude, man. What are you doing standing in front of us, dude, man? Where's the stripper with the titties? Like, you know, like it was that energy. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm just gonna do. And the material wasn't working. The talking to them wasn't really working. And then I went right into the impersonations, and that got
I
me.
gotta interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Do you guys, as fellas, find benefit, interest, fucking some type of camaraderie by watching a dildo show? Do you like that?
Well, you played
Like,
hockey.
I've
Bro, I
never
mean-
watched it. I mean, look,
Just kidding.
I'm not saying I haven't seen some shit, but I've never seen a dildo show.
I would love to. I'm just saying.
You would love that
I think it would be neat.
with all of the other fellas?
Oh, I don't know about that part. That's
Go
why.
with
No,
the
that's the
boys?
part I'm asking.
Come on.
Yeah.
One
Is
night
this
in
a gr-
Vegas.
is this a group activity?
Flying dildos. You and me. Let's do it.
Let's go, buddy.
2
Let's
tabs
go.
of acid.
You just found our next vlog. Ellevan and Robert Orlando do acid in Vegas and see strippers.
In
Deal, buddy.
Okay, in Vegas, it's
Well,
I guess
dildos.
a little
We're
bit.
seeing dildos on acid.
Oh, strippers who fuck themselves to
A dildo
dildos
show.
on acid.
Yeah, or
Right.
other strippers who use the dildo to fuck another stripper.
I thought you said other shippers. Like the hot yoga
Other
girls who go to
shippers.
other ship. Other strippers
No,
at other
not
shippers.
those ones.
Mother titties and...
Where?
What the fuck?
What has this become?
Hi, Rob.
No, okay,
I'm
but
sorry.
in Vegas, maybe I get it then.
So
but
my
like
wife is
to
cool with it.
hire
Yes.
yeah, like even in
Yeah,
Toronto
for a bachelor party.
For a bachelor party,
know.
I'm just like, I just feel like I'm watching, like if I'm a fly on the wall in that room, I'm watching
Dudes
the
are getting hard.
happening, and then I'm watching the dudes, and they're not making eye contact with the other dudes.
No.
While the performance is
Just tunnel vision. Just like no one else is here right now. It's just me and old trusty purple over there.
And then also like there's obviously that's hot, so there's this element of like being flustered and turned on while
Yeah,
you're
the guys
with your
have
other friends.
semi-hards for sure.
And then I don't know. And then after it's done, you're just like all hot and bothered and blue ball yourself. Like, what is happening?
I know, right? Yeah, that's why. And there's alcohol involved. It's like they're going for the circle jerk afterwards. Like, what's the fucking divine plan
Yeah,
here
I
at the
don't
end
know.
of this? True.
You
I don't know.
leave. You go home.
You leave and go home.
You guys
yeah.
take a
You
15-minute break from each
You
other.
take a cold shower. No. And then you go out and you play the best game of your fucking life. That's what you
Right,
do.
the energy.
How do you think you
Transmutation.
What do you think we mean by getting fired up?
No, that's
that's
actually
so
fucking
true.
true.
Yeah.
Transmutation of sex energy.
Yeah.
Chapter 13 in Think and Grow Rich. It's true. Metaphysically
Yeah.
documented and
And
true.
that's all over TikTok right now. Just hold the nut.
Yeah, no fap.
Hold
It's
it.
real. It's real.
Wow.
What is it called?
No fap.
No fap.
No fap.
My buddy hasn't come in 3 years.
No way.
What are you, a monk?
It's crazy, man.
Is he in a relationship? That's
No, but
okay,
he hit a
nice.
new PR on bench press. Yeah. It's crazy.
Fuck, good for you, man.
Nice.
That's yeah. Fuck.
I'm
Damn.
far too addicted to the emotion of sex.
I like it.
Yep.
But also I understand that it drains the energy.
It
like
actually-
it
it helps
No,
definitely.
me
who doesn't
relax.
like having sex?
I know.
The fuck?
There's some people.
There must
are
be
there.
some people.
Asexual. People?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a couple people out there.
Yeah.
Lots of women.
Shout out.
No, I'm just
Shit.
kidding.
Lots of,
Aw.
Straight women.
lots of women
Lots
I've
of
been
straight
with
women.
actually have said that. One girl had to quit sex. So bad. Yeah. Well, not quit, just with men.
Yeah, I was gonna say with men. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. Smirnoff gives you $100,000 to go on a Canadian-wide tour. You get to bring 2 comics with you to open for you. You're headlining. Who you bring in?
Russell Peters can. No. Imagine.
Yeah. Good. Over your head's at.
That's
You-
not a
you-
lot of
we
money.
were t-
Also,
the
by
last
the
time-
way, $100,000 for like a across Canada tour for 3 comics. I just want to say that out
It's
loud.
modest.
But it's doable.
It's doable.
It's very
That's
doable.
solid.
Smirnoff,
Yeah.
we will
Solid.
expect the
What do you need,
M though.
100,000?
For the 3 of you?
Stop. I would get the M. Get the M. Smirnoff, it's $1 million. That's how much it costs. Smirnoff, fuck around. Just kidding.
You're bringing joy to
worst.
Canadians all across the country.
Exactly,
It's worth
yes.
it.
I'm just kidding. Good.
I would bring you. We were the last time we were talking. You haven't done a ton of stuff out of town, so
No.
So let's go.
Fuck
You don't
yeah.
have to choose me because I'm here.
No,
I'm-
absolutely no. First
gonna
person
get-
that came to mind. And then
Well,
who?
fuck yeah, I'm
who
down.
else?
Let's go.
A lot of good comedians in the city.
So many.
And nice hangs too.
Bring Jesse Singh.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out Jesse
Oh,
Singh.
Timbe.
nice.
The Punjabi
Such
Timbit.
a
Oh my
great
God,
dude.
I
The
love
Baby
it.
Go check it up on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube. Baby Go.
Yeah, do
Good
that.
guy.
Jesse's been on. You could also check out that episode. And there's multiple comedians who have shouted him out on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a
Peter,
good dude.
Peter Saran. Yeah. Good job, Jesse. We love you.
See, that's
Good
something
dude.
special. That's like when you have the, it's like
okay, I
congeniality.
love the 3 of us on tour together, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
can
a
be a
good
blast.
vibe. That's a good vibe.
I'm coming for you, Smirnoff, even
Mm-hmm.
though I don't like you or believe in you at all.
We can show how people can make cannabis infused vodka for themselves.
Or Smirnoff Ice infused vodka.
Yeah.
Infused
Cannabis.
cannabis.
Drink.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
We'll partner on a cannabis drink. You have the facility. We have the know-how.
Now that I'm involved, though, the price has definitely gone up to 2.5.
Yes.
And I'll be doing
Because Jesse Singh is a high value comedian. He's actually quite a diva, so he's not going to take anything less than $500,000.
Yeah, but he's gonna put it into ads and shit. So
Absolutely.
it's beneficial
He's
for
the
everyone.
advertisement king. He sold out Thunder Bay, baby.
Yes.
Let's
Fuck
go.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be fun
That'd be great. There it is.
when
so
it
it
happens.
is.
Cross Canada tour. Where would you be most excited to perform in Canada?
The East Coast. Yeah. Would be fun.
Yeah. Have you ever
Newfoundland's
been?
Wicked.
The furthest I've been is New Brunswick,
Cool.
Wicked.
Where in New Brunswick?
Freddie.
Moncton.
Moncton.
Oh, nice.
But I
I've heard
haven't
good
done
things.
shows out there, so.
Yeah,
They
I
say-
did a show in Newfoundland, and it was the fucking best. They are the best. The comedians there are the best. The
Yeah.
community is awesome.
The people
yeah.
are the best.
Yeah, and the humans too. Like they just want to they want to come out and laugh. Like they're
Nice,
like
yeah.
we're gonna come laugh tonight, and then they do.
Nice. That's what you want. You want
Yeah.
people who, it's a night out for them.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you get from shows out of town.
Yeah.
It's because a lot of the times in Toronto, an 8 o'clock show, like even on a Friday or Saturday, that's like they're still waiting to do something after that. So like it's kind of like, do you feel that sometimes?
Oh, 8 o'clock show
Yeah.
for sure.
And then 10 o'clock is like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Like
the
Yeah.
that
10s
could
are
be a lot
fun.
of fun.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, the back room's been killing their 10 p.m.
Fuck
on
yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
There's a good
I haven't
scene
been
here.
going.
Yeah.
There really is a good scene in Toronto.
Passionate people.
I feel like it's like rebuilding right now.
Yeah.
Like it was really crazy, and then it kind of got sad and sloppy and confusing, and I think it's rebuilding now.
Slowly but surely. Yeah.
Totally is.
The caliber of comedians here
Monsters.
is out of control.
Insane. Yeah.
Like absolutely. And even like we were talking before the show, because you were saying you were going to go out tonight, and I asked you if you went out almost every night, and you said yes. And I'm just like, fuck, the seasons are getting me. I've been trying
When
to go
it's
out this
cold.
last week, and 6 o'clock comes by, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting cold. It was just a long weekend, so like he's starting to ease into it.
Yeah.
Into the getting used to walking around line 2, like
Fuck,
in
with
the
so
winter.
many layers. I already have all my layers on.
I feel
Yeah.
like a kid. And I gotta get dressed. I'm like, sweater, hat, gloves,
Make sure they're in my pockets.
double layers. Yeah.
But
that's cool. Yeah, no,
that's
shout out the scene,
that's some
man.
crazy work ethic that you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, and if I'm not out on like earlier in the weeks, then I'm usually just writing. So
Yeah,
try to have a balance, because sometimes like it is tough to get on. Like there's not a ton of shows running throughout the week, so like
Yeah.
there are weeks like that where you just like,
It's also
Make
tough
the most of your
sometimes to
time.
wait 2 hours. Like if you don't have a show booked at all and you only can go to mics, like going to 4 or 5 mics a week, like that's like 21 hours of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But you gotta find balance. Like
Yeah.
I have a few things coming up that I do want to prepare for. So
That's
Yeah.
it.
So like I gonna hustle
Do
the
it.
spots and like
Yeah.
put in the time writing.
That's
do
what
I
I-
have to do to tighten up.
That's the modality of the open mics. Once you find the function of them, you'll see the bigger comedians go to like clubs to work out their shit for their special, for their tours, and tighten and kind of write. And for me, yeah, it's like when I either produce a show or I have a book private gig or something, it's like you'll catch me that week at all those jams and all those open opportunities, and just to like sharpen the tool, because you're right, it's different. It bangs different in your body trying to say jokes or trying to do freestyles or a song in front of people and not in front of people.
Is it still pave?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to you for doing that work, man. That can be the taxing thing. I think that's often the mountain people don't want to go over, is the time investment. To
Yeah, like
really
what's your
really
plan of
refine.
attack?
This is being dope too.
My plan of attack. What are we talking about? Like day to
In
day,
stand-up-
or
This strategy, how are you going to break
like-
through?
Yeah,
I wanna.
like, what's-
I mean, build
Such
up.
a nice guy, I think. That's one of your fucking secret things. It's so much about the hang. A project, you want to hire someone for it? I like this guy. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, please. If you have work, yeah, I'd love to work with you guys.
You're a vibe.
I don't know. Like right now, just acquire enough good material to put an album together, or just something I feel that's at a place where I could release as a body of work, and then just try and tour the country, like fund a tour
Yeah.
to just do shows, meet people, build a brand, figure out more about who I am as a comedian, and just get to a place where I can support myself with comedy and focus on the craft like that. I think that's where I want to get to next.
And so it is.
Yeah.
And so it is.
And so it is.
One bartending job at a time.
Superstar Robert Orlando.
Gotta thug it. Gotta thug it out. I was gonna ask, is that one of your hustle? Bartending is pretty cool and pretty fun. My
Yeah.
dad was a bartender.
Yeah, bartending is a super cool job. I've met a lot of interesting people through bartending.
Keeps your conversation tool handy.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it teaches you how to keep things short and sweet with people.
Right.
During a rush, Like,
Well said.
Get to the point, what you're trying to say.
That's really true.
Love that.
Yeah,
Cross connecting those skills.
Yeah.
that's true. So like, yeah, telling someone like, 87 cherries and fucking get the cutlery on the people eating at the bar. Like, instead of, you skip the pleasantries, you get to it.
Yeah.
Same team,
And maybe-
military thought, let's go.
And maybe that's why I don't get tipped that much, you know? But what I'm saying is, no.
No, they're getting their drinks faster. If anything, they should tip you more.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want someone to talk to, go pay a therapist.
Or come to my comedy show
Yeah.
in Windsor, November 22nd and 23rd at the Windsor Comedy Club. There
This
we
will
go.
probably be out before then.
Sick. Then come. If we got any disciplined stoners in Windsor.
Yeah. I think what's safe to say is come to my next show. Go see my Instagram here. Then
Yeah.
it's timeless.
Fuck yeah. There you go.
Speaking of, where can the people find you?
At Robert Orlando on Instagram. I'm starting to post a little bit of content to my YouTube. I'll probably start releasing everything through Instagram just to once everything's all in order. You know what I mean? There's a completely different set of goals for all the online stuff still.
There
So,
really is.
yeah. So
Yeah,
a lot to build on, you know, and I like it.
exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah.
And you do sketches and stuff too, because what I said to you is we had you on the show before we had you on the show because Brando Jokes from the
Oh
the
yeah,
Back
yeah,
Room
yeah.
Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
You're in a skit with him. I love your acting in that, man.
Thank you, bro.
Your timing is great. Like, it's really fun. Like, I think that's kind of when I say I have a hunch about you. You doing your thing with stand-up too, but like those skits are like really banging. Like, it's like
Yeah.
it's to get that quick comedy timing in. Like, that's really cool. So I'm excited to see where you take that because I think that's very much a flex for you.
Thank you.
Your
No,
acting.
and the reason why those like, I don't even know which ones.
The Jersey Shore.
Oh, the Jersey Shore. Okay, yeah,
Hilarious.
Yeah, those are just fun like fuck around like sketches that me, Max, like we did the backroom ones too. Like those were just fucking fun to make and like.
That's what I find is when you fuck around, the world finds the most value out of it.
Yeah, but like even the ones that bombed are like some of the most fun that we had.
that's
making,
always gonna
you
be
know?
the
Like,
case.
It's really nice that the process of that creation
Is
is a
rewarding.
good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be sustainable for sure.
yeah.
Can I ask you, just for my own reference, literally, this is just such a like personal selfish question, but like when you're shooting a skit, like how much time does that take up?
Editing
Like
included.
from writing to a finished product.
I mean, writing for me takes place right from the idea up until you start shooting it. Like the first, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like we do different takes and like improvise a little bit here and there. So that's an ongoing thing. But like the production, 2-3 hours, hopefully, like
Of shooting, or is that with editing?
of shooting.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, editing, I've only done like short form reels. Like I haven't done any long form. All the editing was for those sketches was done with like Max Sheldrick. I'm pretty sure Ario did a lot of the editing
Yeah.
too. Because they're like that's their kind of expertise. Like they know
Yeah.
how to work all that shit. Like
Yeah.
and like there's magic in that. Like they made a lot of that shit look so fucking cool.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks quality.
They're doing
Yeah.
great with their own stuff on their page too.
Ariel, who
That's-
the partner of Backroom?
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
I think that's good to hear because shit takes time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you're punching out a product that is a minute long, minute and a half, sometimes less, and it takes like a whole day basically.
Yeah.
It's like I think that's good for people to be aware of.
100%. I'm just starting to edit. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this. I put a little road vlog together for Jesse,
Sick.
and like that was my kind of like first time editing something that wasn't stand up in like since high school. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like, and like seeing the time and like the effort and just like
Yeah.
changing the color and fucking
Dude, it's all about the fucking bullshit
mine
you
looks
gotta
like
do.
dog shit. Like it's just such a rough, which is kind of how I wanted it to look because I knew it was gonna look like that. So I was like, okay, let me just lean into the roughness
The
a little
grunge,
bit.
the jackass production, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, and I ended up having a ton of fun making it, and I made a couple
that's
different
nice.
versions,
That-
which was nice, and like
That part.
and like and yeah, it was just fun, and like I don't know if it's gonna help anyone in any way, but it was cool to make. My friend was down to use it, so it was like,
Yeah.
you know.
I think the practice and skill on your end will be helpful no matter what. So, like, for sure. And then who knows where it could go. People love vlogs.
How's your relationship with the editing aspect to it? Because I struggle with it because I just can't. I'm not able to sit
Dude,
still.
That's
just
him.
To, you know.
our show, all of this gets edited. I'll only come into editing for like shorter clips for Instagram, and
Okay.
I'm enjoying that now. That's
Yeah.
fun. It's cool to make those look cool. But like this whole thing is just,
Wow.
that's a question for him.
Dude, that's a feat. Like
I just remember how I felt about mixing, and it sucked, and it hurts, and now it's like I enjoy it. So it's like it's clearly just about me mastering the simple skills of it, and I could make it easier on myself by like buying Final Cut. Like I can do that, but I just don't. I just do it in iMovie.
Yeah.
I'm just like I keep it so simple, old school G. I like it now. I like it. I don't like the time it takes sometimes, just because I like to stay ahead. Like this past week, I edited 6.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
intense. It's
That's-
gross. And then plus I edited the vlog and I edited Arcana cover. So it's like while I take a break from one episode rendering, I'm like hopping on a phone and like importing and aligning footage. Like a lot of these mental neural pathways have just been built from like grueling work to like calculate how to do it, troubleshooting along the way. And then it's like once you have a process, like don't give up on it. Like keep running that
And
process.
it's crazy because he keeps getting better and better, but in order to get better, it takes more time to learn the new skill to get better.
And yeah, there's
So-
new materials to learn.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So like it is hours of work.
Like for this last video that I edited, I wanted to use a different. I didn't want to use iMovie.
Like, you know this? Like
Okay,
InShot?
yeah.
This is what I make clips on.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
I didn't want to use iMovie this time. I wanted to like improve the quality, so to speak. So I downloaded DaVinci.
Nice.
But then I opened DaVinci. I'm like, oh, this is
So complicated.
fucking different. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like.
It'll take so much time.
Yeah,
It's
this
so
is
much
something
more.
I just wanted a quick turnover, so
Yeah.
so we could use it to promote something else.
Back to
And-
Not the
iMovie.
time to
yeah,
learn.
yeah, back to iMovie and just leaned into it, did the super simple things and
That's
yeah.
cool, man. How long is it?
I got it down to like 45 seconds or a minute.
Yes.
And then the long version I put on my YouTube is 5, just over 5.
Oh, that's even still so good.
That's what's up.
Awesome. Oh,
So-
gotta check that
But
out.
dude, 6 in 1 week, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a little fucked up.
And also, like, the schedule wasn't cool. Like, it was like a 5 a.m., like, he would work all into the night.
I
Wow.
get like
Obsessive.
imagine you know when you're on
Hustling, bro.
like a breakaway
Yeah.
and or like a
You just
fight
gotta,
like
like-
when a fighter got it
you just got to get it done.
You
just
got it
gotta-
done.
Yeah.
And I just like I feel like that. Like I go these stretches of like 4 days where I'm like I go to sleep for like whatever hours I sleep, but I wake up and I'm still like
Yeah.
on the scent. It's like until those get edited, like there's no chill. And
Yeah.
I just gotta keep busting it and do what I can.
There's a
and-
story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a story of.
I want to hire someone so bad. I don't want to do it. That's the honest truth. I've learned to love it because I have to, but I hate it so much, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah. I don't want you to do it anymore. We need to figure
I'm
it
gonna
out.
hire someone, or I had an intern and he helped me with posters, and I bought him InShot,
Okay.
and I taught him how to edit, and I taught him how to. Shout out being my intern. I took him into a business. Got him to like take some video while there that I directed him, bought him the app to do it, made the conversation with the business manager, the manager, and then got the card of the marketing director, and then like showed this kid how to edit for a store. And I like made that. This was like fucking, I showed him how to use this skill that I'm going to teach him that's going to benefit my podcast, like because
Yeah.
you're working for me for free for these clips, but I'm going to teach you how to hustle this skill.
Fuck yeah.
You know, and like
Yeah.
I don't know what he ever did, but I think he started his own like
He got
little
so
marketing
good.
company, and he
Nice.
got so good at making these clips for us.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
He
showed him the
online.
way. He just ran with it.
And
Yeah.
he actually got so good that I had to level up my skills.
That's
So-
right. Our intern are like he's under 20, and when he's like, fuck.
Which is good, man.
They
It
get
gets
smarter.
harder to. You get, or at least I can only speak for myself, but you have more resistance to learning as you get older. It's just like I don't know why. You just don't want to like be new again.
Yeah, you don't want to be. Yeah, you gotta
It's so vulnerable.
gotta
to
be
learn
gotta
a
keep
new
being.
skill.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh man, the amount of times I've started and quit jujitsu.
This is me in the language of Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
That's so good. Yeah.
No, but it's true. You just stop and start because it's too hard.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think people who are willing to do the hard things become the eventual gatekeepers. Like it's like the platform. Like I'm just like selfishly thinking about it. I'm like, what is the benefit? It's like, fuck, you built the platform though now. So it's like no one like
That's interesting.
I have so many people be like, no, you need a crew to start a podcast. And I'm like, sorry, no, you don't. And they're like, no, I need an investment. I don't have the $1,000 to get all the materials. It's like, no, you don't. Like you don't need it. And that's like it's so annoying. And I'm that
It's
angel
just more
of,
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you think you want all of this stuff because it'll make your life easier. And
Nope.
like-
You're not working out because you don't have that new gym outfit. You're
Yeah.
not working out because you don't want to work out because
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's like when you take on the burden of like learning how to steer the ship. Like even for me, like just having like when I started, I had no opinions. I didn't give a fuck. I just wanted to talk with my wife about mindfulness. We did no guests for like 35 episodes. We had no visuals for like basically 100. Yeah. And it's just like now I care. I look at other podcasts and I'm like, oh, they're doing their visuals like that. Cool. Like I'll adapt that strategy or like, you know, the whole clip game. So it's like you just keep leveling up. It's like you're not doing the same thing. It's like I'm editing from another perspective now.
Yeah.
And it gets a lot faster. Like... Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Basically, what I'm saying, I think, is like it's fun to challenge yourself in the ways that you know will like bring benefit to you and other people, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you need to do the thing that you don't like to do.
sometimes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it gives us the benefit to fucking have great,
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
combos. Like it opens that door, and that's
Yeah.
what I mean by gatekeepers. Like you decide now, like what the message is, and like fucking our platform will always be heart. Well, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, like what we, you know, the earnest building of something and the self-awareness for it. So, yeah.
So
We're feeling ourselves. We may or may have not have said no to a campaign from a big company this morning because it didn't align with our goals.
and values.
Because no, I gotta keep it real.
Man, this
Dude.
has been so fun and cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great. Really
Yeah.
stoned. Holy
I know, me too.
That happens.
Yeah.
That tends to
Shout
happen.
out-
He doesn't stop rolling.
Yeah, no, you don't. There's
No.
like 3 or 4.
I think
Jesus.
I think
Three.
we took 5.
Pave
I
runs.
think there's
No,
Damn.
and the
one,
plus
2,
yours. Yeah,
3,
I did
4,
3
5.
of those. and
There's
plus
5
yours.
in this one.
Oh fuck! I guess we did
There's
5.
one over there, isn't there? Is
No.
there- No.
They all landed there.
Oh, I was the one to be like, no more, you guys. That's me.
And
We're
also-
done this
Good
now.
call.
When do you say a joint is done? Because for me lately, like when he's been handing me like too close to the edge, I'm like, no.
When it's
I'll
done.
go right down.
You will.
To the filter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it burns my throat too much. I feel like I'm smoking
It gets
paper.
too
It doesn't
much,
taste
but, like,
good.
yeah.
It's when it stops
trying to get
tasting good,
high.
I think.
Let me
That's
suck
true.
all the weed out of this. Yeah. I love it.
Well, we're going to have
Bro.
to do a secondary episode in like a year.
Yeah,
to
catch up.
see-
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
To see your superstardom.
Yeah.
Oh,
And to see if our Smirnoff dreams came true.
yeah.
That's so funny. We chose the the most accessible vodka.
It doesn't have to be them. This can, if you're a
It can be
different
a weed
alcohol
company. It can be raw.
It's not going to be a weed company unless it's a weed company from the States. And
Could be
then
Rocket
we'd be
Factory.
doing a United States tour,
That's
which
what we've
I'm
been
definitely
smoking,
open
Pave
to.
Rents.
Cool.
The Rocket Factory.
Yeah, we're cool to do tours anywhere in the world. Just go ahead and reach out. Do you want to leave anything with the people? Any final bars?
I mean, come check out the Dude Where's My
car.
Puff Mama tour.
Where's my lounge?
I'm so fucking bad at this. Jesus. I
where's
wrote
my
it
line?
down this morning. Like, fucking don't
we are
forget.
going on tour.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
actually going on tour.
Surprise, this was the reveal.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the Dude Where's My Lounge tour.
Dude, where's my lounge tour?
And it's in protest basically of the fact that there's no cannabis lounges yet, and it's been legal for 6 years or something, and we need them because it's business, and
Yeah.
like people like weed and give us a place to consume. It's
And do
so-
comedy
and-
in weed businesses.
Yes.
We've done that. Those are big supporters.
Yeah, like-
And it's vibes. Shout out Puff Mama, who been holding it down with the spaces. She had the underground. You got to give it to people like that who really know what the vibes is about.
Yeah.
Like there's one lounge, but like it's just not a vibe. We got to get a vibe going again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love this, and that's what I'm talking about. Art standing for a message. And shout out Puff Mama. And you guys
Always
are gonna have
shout
so
out
much
Puff.
fun.
Yeah, and so there's that. I got so we're doing Peterborough on the 19th. This might not be out by
not
then. And then I got October 26th.
Probably not out.
Probably not out. So come see me in Windsor, November 22nd and 23rd. I'm doing an extended set. I'm gonna be doing 30 minutes at the club.
Oh, wow.
So
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. So yeah, come through.
30 minutes.
How
And
does
yeah.
that make you feel?
I'm excited. I just want to, tighten up all the
Yes.
material that I have right now and, put on a good show,
Yeah,
You will.
that's it. Okay, and so it is. Thank you for joining us, bro.
Thank you for
Much
having
fun,
me.
that
man.
was so
Yeah, 1000%. Go follow Robert Orlando, your favorite stripper named comedian.
Yeah.
Subscribe, tell a friend. Thanks for joining us. Send nudes to those who you're allowed to. What else, Win?
We'll just see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank
Love
you.
Bye.
That was great.
Yes!
Oh,
was fun.
was so fun. So fun.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness.
Look deeper.
To think that we started this podcast to fight a stigma,
Look deeper.
only to uncover so much love that we realized that you can't put your energy anywhere but what you want.
Look deeper.
And what we want is authentic conversation. What we want is quality medicine. What we enjoy is each other.
We get to learn from our guests. Manifest the best. I would manifest this.
Part of the magic of the plant is how it uncovers what you've been hiding away.
So much love.
Look deeper. Feel more. Tune in.
So much love.
Look deeper.
We're not here to be lazy.
Welcome to Disciplined Stoners.
We're not here to distract ourselves.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
We're here to learn. We're here to grow.